Well, I think I'm back. Now, are you guys? That's the thing. You guys hear me now? Just had to turn it off and turn it back on again. You imagine that? All right. Well, I'll keep going as if you can, because everything looks to be on. You guys probably just bolted. Sweet. Thank you. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Oh, Matt with the head throw attempt on Joe, and Joe stays up. That was nice. That was good. I didn't realize how many people stayed on the mats yesterday. There was a decent amount going on. Joe in his dirty north-south on Matt here. Matt's trying to get out, and it is not fun being trapped in that north-south. What did Tall Joe get on Ben? Tall Joe hitting the Anaconda Joe that we went over today. Working that on Ben. We can definitely tighten that up, Joe, Tall Joe. But it looks looks like a good start. We'll have a good starting place with that one. That's good. Jameson with a really strong sweep with the front headlock. Very much like a Marcelo Garcia, snatching the head here, and then taking Joe over the back. Looks like he was trying to maybe go for like a Darce or something like that, but Joe wasn't having. It would have been an Anaconda actually. But now Jameson in his own north-south, trying to put some pressure on. Meanwhile, Cole and Jason are still down on the mat here, and Cole has a butterfly half guard. And Luke is attempting to pressure pass on Steven, which is very, very difficult to do. Steven's very good at preventing that double unders pressure pass. Jameson in on a north-south strangle. Hard to say whether or not it's going to be... nope. Now I can see that it's not tight. Just enough to get Joe thinking about it. And then Luke in on a straight ankle lock on Steven. Very difficult to get Steven in these. Steven extracting the legs. In typical Luke fashion, you have to appreciate this. I know it frustrates the ever-loving hell out of me, but as soon as you think that you're coming up on top, which would be Steven, Luke just boom, barrels you down to the mat. Alright, got about 3 matches left. Cole with the quickness around the guard, and Luke turtles. Then going in and Luke pulling half guard. Let's see what Luke and Cole wind up doing here. Okay, so we got Jameson and Mitchell joining in the fray, myself and Coop. It looks like Joe made eyes with someone, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Cole staying very, very heavy on in that half guard there. And Luke seems to be coming out the back. Yep. Into almost like a deep half configuration or variation. And Luke putting on the pressure, looking to get around the guard of Cole. So we got Jameson pulling Mitchell down to the mat and then going in and looking for... So again, Joe going back to the Toreando, passing, high stepping, all that stuff. You can make it very complicated or you can make it very simple. Check out what Jameson just did. Instep. So I go cross hamstring and Jameson is doing a near side hamstring here. And then basically as Mitchell is pulling his legs inward, Matt just extracts his right leg, keeps his left leg where it is, and then as he pushes your knees away, he just steps right in, right? Super simple. Does not have to be a lot. And the fact that Mitchell regarded doesn't matter because Mitchell's going to be a lot more affected from an efficiency and cardio standpoint than Matt for that movement. There's very low effort from Matt, and that regard is going to be a lot higher effort. And so it's going to tax your partner pretty consistently if you do that style. And then Jameson in on a very quick Darce, very tight. He didn't even have to get the oh geez, I got pretty gold on that one. Didn't even have to go hip to hip. He goes ahead, makes the grip, and immediately gets a strangle. So Joe, you get on in there with Nick. Luke is still trying to pass the guard of Cole. Cole's doing a decent job of lifting, elevating, but Luke often uses that to his advantage, which he just did by getting around the guard with some quick hip switches. So let's check out Luke's hip switching. So he was pinning with his left leg across the bottom leg of Cole, and then you could see that he's just flaring that left leg out like completely 180 degrees, slapping out on this side and extracting his right leg very far and out and away in order to get around the guard of Cole. A feel out round for sure. Those rounds are always touch and go when you've got a new training partner. Yeah, we trained with Nick today, actually, right, Joe? All my days blur together sometimes. So Luke in on, looks like a smother attempt on Cole. Cole is not tapping. Mitchell is behind Jameson here, but not really giving any sort of... Mitchell, okay. I want you to go either direction, right? Like, when Matt is looking forward like this, you see his head is over top of his toes, meaning that he's really biasing his weight forward. This means that he's probably not going to be as easy to pull down as he is to push forward, okay? And what you can do is you can use your knees to come around. In this case, it would be your left knee would come around and block the left hip of Matt as you drive forward into him. And what that does is it really just stops his legs from moving forward, and he's forced to push and base out with his hands. And if you get their hands on the mat, they're a lot easier to break down. Standing on two legs like this, short of just picking somebody up and dumping them, people can be like formidable here, like very difficult to take down. But you elect to pull him down, which is not a bad thing, okay? I'm just saying I think you could have made life a little bit easier on yourself if you were to drive him forward. Yep, Cole not tapping to the smother. We are late in the rounds. Everybody's going... I'm on like 1.3 speed right now, so everybody's going sloth-like. They're going my normal speed in my rolls, like from the get. Everybody else is training at my speed in the late rounds here. So Joe is in on a Kimura here on Nick, trying to go through and get that Kimura back take, getting his hips out, but I'm willing to bet Nick is pulling on your legs and hugging your back. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. That is what we want to see. This is the Kimura back take at its finest. All right, so as I said, I'm pretty sure Nick has his right arm hugging the legs of Joe. Joe cannot get his, freedom of his legs in order to create that big swing. So Joe's doing the right thing here, and he is trying to extract his butt. He's trying to get his butt as far away as possible, so that way Nick doesn't have a good bite on the legs anymore. So once he loses the legs right here, and he posts up, Joe is going around the body, extending the arms away, right? That's an important detail, is he's extending both arms into Nick's stomach. Turn around, and then he turns it into a pull, and then he gets to the back take attempt. Going over top of the head, looking for the armbar. Needs to extract the left leg, which he does. Goes in. Right arm is elbow deep, Joe. So this is good. This is a good transition. This is a good start. But again, do you see how your elbow's starting to slip out because you're very, very worried about being able to pull his arms apart? Don't worry about that. Focus on going elbow deep. I like how you crossed your ankles. I want to see you pulling your ankles in to collapse the shoulders together. Really bad mat burn? Where'd you get mat burn? Oh, I didn't know that Jameson and Luke trained. That was a great back take for you, Joe, or transition into that armbar. That was fantastic, and that was the move of the day. Do you mean mat burn, or did you hit your mat, or did you hit your knee on the mat, Coop? And it just hurt. Oh, Matt with a nice go behind on Luke. Big throw by. Going down is Luke. Matt on the back. Wasting 0 time. Let's zoom in on this. I don't know how I missed that. I was too busy rambling over here. Nice. Joe, that was the perfect answer. I was thinking that too. All right, so Matt is on the back. He is switching to, he has a control arm down. And he switched to a 2-on-1 style grip. See if what he's gonna try to do with that. Oftentimes when you see somebody go for this 2-on-1, what they're gonna try and do is get their left leg over top of the shoulder or in front of the face if you can make that turn and go for the armbar. If you go over the shoulder, then you have looks at rear triangles and things. If you get your foot in front of the face, maybe it's obvious, maybe it's not, but that's where you're really setting up your arm bars. Oh, he thinks he sees the neck exposed, tries to go over top for that. Luke says, no. Playing the straight jacket system now is Matt. And Luke is fighting to stay safe, trying to turtle back up to try and slip the legs. He's got quite a turn on Matt here. Yep, and winds up getting a full turn in to go into the close guard. Matt doesn't stay there for very long and winds up in open guard. All right, so in that I missed the opening for Joe and Cole. Cole pulls and then turns it into an immediate sweep on Joe. Luke is really trying to encroach in on the guard of Matt, and Matt is doing a really good job of maintaining good distance. When we talk about guard retention, distance is kind of your number one priority, right? If you allow your partner to encroach on you too far, then they can start putting pressure on you, and their likelihood of passing your guard grows. If somebody's not close to you at all, then their ability to pass your guard is limited, right? Because they can't get around your body. So you can think about it that way, is like sometimes it's an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to guard retention. And Matt's doing a really good job here of maintaining that distance on Luke so that Luke can't put too much pressure right now in order to get around the guard. Now you're starting to see Luke encroach, and Matt does a quick adjustment, gets back to close guard. Now Cole in on Neon Belly, goes for the Americana and gets a quick tap there. Again, smart from Joe. No sense in holding out. Hand fighting here from Luke and Matt. Now Luke is past the guard. So that was a really nice guard pass. Luke really likes to do this. So Matt's kind of he's not in the. He's losing his guard because you can tell his knees are, number one, they're pointed in the same direction. Number two, he doesn't have a good grip around the right leg of Luke here. So the low knee shield becomes way less effective if you don't have. So the low knee shield is effective when you can use it as a push and a pull. If you lose the ability to do either of those, then it becomes 50% as effective. Okay. I'm kind of just making that up, right? There's probably, it's probably swayed one way or the other. But regardless, let's think of it as being less effective if you lose one of those paths. And here Matt has lost the ability to pull and disrupt Luke's base in a pulling way. And so now Luke is taking advantage of that, sidestepping around and getting around the guard there. Now flattening out Matt and doing what he normally does. So really good example. So Luke, in doing this and taking this mount, there's ever so slightly a very small gap in between Jameson's left elbow and his hip. and that's exactly where Luke is going to put his knee. And he's going to stay there until Matt takes his elbow away from his knee. If Matt's elbow comes down to address the knee here, then Luke will not try to take a full mount. But Matt is probably worried about the smother or some, very heavy top pressure. So his arms are coming up to address that so that he can breathe. And in doing so, he allows Luke to get his knee up to the armpit and secure the mount. About 40 seconds left in this match or so. Luke gonna probably go for the ninja roll. And instead going for Matt's bad knee. That was funny. And then hitting almost the ninja roll. Not quite. What happened here? Cole and Joe. looking at the time. Nice. All right. Let's fast forward. Luke getting up on top. Jameson he got his regard. All right, we got Coop and Luke. Last match of the night. Oh, and then we got Matt and Steven. Sitting right next to Cole. Nice. Coop going in for a leg entanglement on Luke here. Let's see how Matt passes the guard, or what his attempts look like here on Steven. A lot of hive steps going around. Yep, and then going in on leg attacks is Matt. Oh, now they're in 50, almost 50-50. Now they're in 50-50. This looks very much in Steven's favor at the moment, but the tables can turn very easily. And Steven with the inside heel hook on Matt. All right, so let's see what Matt's doing. So Matt's trying to make Steven think a little bit, right, and kind of get scared and get out of the pocket with him. And you can see that Matt has no hip control over the right leg, so Steven's just going to let this fly. He doesn't really mind, and the reason is he's probably chasing the left leg or the left heel of Matt at this time. Yeah, you definitely look to be in the dominant spot here, Steven. So I'm imagining you caught the inside heel hook, correct? Nice. That's good. Your 50-50 is probably the best in the school at this point. I don't think anybody wants to be in 50-50 with you. Nice turn. Nice All the training you do, I know. You just make us feel like shit because you don't train, then you come in and submit us. Thanks, jerk. So, coming over the top here for the guillotine threat is Matt, and what it really does is it takes away the post with the left arm, and Steven uses that to his advantage, and winds up overturning and getting the reversal on Matt. Was it a 5-finger? Okay, okay. I see that now. Right here. So you can see that Steven's left hand is, I guess, like his thumb and wrist are buried inside of the throat, making it very, very uncomfortable. That looked rough, man. What I really like about this position is your use of the right arm underneath the butt of Matt. This prevents Matt from doing his reverse shrimping that he really likes to do, and what people do, and it's quite effective. This is a good little detail of like switching into the north-south position that some people forget. Coop chasing Luke down. Luke rolling through for that knee bar. Coop, you have to be very careful. Chasing people down with a leg. Let's see if I can pause it. All right, so okay, so having your knee across like that is okay. I don't want to see you with your legs straight up the middle, splitting the legs of somebody who's turtling up. If you do, then, and this goes for everybody, not just Cooper, right? This is everybody. If you split somebody's legs that way, it gives them a roll through for a leg entry. I'll just say that. The Victor's roll that made popular by Gary Tonin in 1FC is a good example of that. He did that from standing, but you can do that from the turtle as well. And so normally when we're trying to break our opponent down from turtle, we don't split their legs with a knee straight up the middle. And Koopy didn't do anything wrong here. Luke was just trying to be cheeky with a leg entry here, trying to extract this leg. Good job on you of keeping a good sticky hook. He winds up getting that leg extracted though. And now you could be in trouble. Matt looks like he reguarded back into a half guard. Steven is looking to advance here. Coop going for the standing guard break. Pulls it off pretty well. Does pretty well with it. It's good. Hiking over. Trying to break down the turtle. Power half Nelson will do you a lot of favors, Cooper, from that position, especially on larger opponents. If you have any questions, take them to class. I won't be there this week, but Matt and Luke will definitely be able to walk you through the power half. Steven trying to get past the guard using some toe holds. Staying low on the hips and walking around high into north-south. So everyone, yes. So all of the coaches should be able to walk you through it. It's a very popular way to break somebody down in Turtle. Steven elects to stand. Matt tries to invert, almost gets caught into north-south, but manages to regard instead. Coop got his back taken. Ares is in mount. I didn't even see him and Joe join the fray. Luke with the rear naked strangle. Late. Oh, yes. Yes, everyone being bigger than you. Yes. True, true. All right, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. Literally had to just close and reopen. But thanks for sticking with me, anyone who did. Thanks for all the questions, all the stuff in the chat. Awesome. I will not see you this week until Thursday, but the others will be there for answering any sort of questions. Thanks, man. You too. Appreciate it. Yeah, not taller, just heavier. You bring all your questions to class if you have any. If you're lurking, hit the like button, subscribe, whatever the hell you do on Twitch. I have no idea. If you have a subscription that you're looking to use, like from Amazon or whatever, your Twitch Prime, and you send it our way, we really appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for all the subscribers, all the people in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this Sunday evening. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I think I don't know if there are some competitions coming up in July and September and October. If anybody's interested in competing, of course, just bring it to our attention. Thanks, Joe. You too. And yeah, so if you have any questions about competing or anything, we would love to go over the rule sets, make sure that you're aware, and then, of course, get in some hard training and stuff with you. And then last but not least, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Remember to trim your nails, do your laundry, and do not be the stinky person. All right. I'll leave you with that. Later, everybody. Have a good one.